Hi everyone, I've got some nice liquid ambition in my cup, coffee, and I'm trying to form a message in my head uh, before I just go blah 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 blah. But there will be some of that at the moment um, in my life. I seem to be hemmed in, a bit constrained, unfocused, looking for direction, and typically when I am on leave, everything slows down and the daily life, which is so singularly absorbing, when that's taken away, my mind just goes, oh, what's going on? And everything is, over a course of days, things I've been thinking about find a little place more and more. I can settle on some direction. I've been looking at lots of YouTube videos from creators and people who are high achievers, and yeah, there have been periods in my life where I've worked really hard to go in a certain direction, but sometimes directions lead you to a place, and then the paradigms, the methods you use, the approach to life, the tactics, the things you do, they stop being effective. You've reached a plateau, you've reached a bit where you go, right, the way I've been using my energy to go up to where I thought I wanted to go, that is now run out, is run dry. I'm bumping into walls, and other people are saying, hey, you're bumping into the walls that I had in mind for you. So yeah, I stop doing that. As well, other people stop bumping into the walls that I had in mind for you. Stay in your little box, please. And I'm thinking, I don't want to stay in a box. And everybody has some kind of inside spark that wants to shine the light on the surroundings, and sometimes it's, I'm trying to come up with analogies, so going with that. So if somebody says, yeah, you spark all you want, but put it in this little box. So in your box there's a mirror castle, the light is just can never leave. It's like, yeah, but that's not what I wanted this spark to do. And there are lots of things you can do then. You can decide, oh, I want my spark to shine in a bigger box. Or you can shine your spark in another box. And just to give you some practical things, because this is a bit waffly, it's a bit philosophical. There are people who are perfectly happy to have a mind-numbingly boring job, but in their spare time, they do wonderful things with arts, which can be drawing or music, writing, or they have a side hustle. It's well, if at work they won't allow me to do this, then I'll do this somewhere else, and which is perfectly fine. You can still do a great job for the people who are paying you for the prime time of your life. During the day hours, typically, that's when your brain works best. For most people, prime time, you give that to somebody who's paying you for that prime time. And when you have spare time, which is time that you have left and that somebody's not paying you for, like I'm just using my time to do something else. So I've been in the job I am now at the moment. I do electronic design, and the way that a business is structured is you can't then do things you've done perfectly fine in the past, but which other roles do. For instance, I really like to do mechanical design, and I've done this in the past, but you can't have a company where people go, well, there is somebody who's already doing mechanical design, and he's got far more experience than you. You're not allowed to spend your time doing something somebody else does better. And of course, from a business perspective, this makes perfect sense. But to bring it back to me, I like doing all those things. So, do you recognize any of these things? You start something and you have lots of energy. Oh, this is amazing. I'm going to do this. And then you find out actually, oh, there were problems you didn't know about. And, oh, I found this other thing. That's a better idea. Let's start with that. You recognize that I do that a lot. And doesn't help either that my personality type is very creative, which means I like to create things. And the most exciting thing I like to do is come up with an idea and then figure out how to solve a problem. And then, oops, oh, there are a lot of other things. When you're finishing something, I don't like the finish. I less like the idea of putting it together and finishing. I less like that idea. There are people who are maybe less creative and they like that better. But still, it is important to finish things. It is important. Unless the thing you are asked to do is finishing the whole, like, Michael, create this idea. How would you do this? Well, here you go. I've written it all up for you. Perfect. I'm going to run for it. That is a thing too. But in my mind, for myself, I'm telling myself, Michael, you should finish things, because what I usually don't do after starting something and jump to another thing is I don't then get rid of it. I guess the getting rid part is also a way of finishing, because I guess to me I'll tell myself, well, you're not allowed, you haven't done a good enough job by getting rid of it. You've invested all this energy. You're not allowed to get rid of it now. You haven't received enough return on investment. I guess that is what's going on in my mind. So, where am I going with this is that I'm going to attempt to do more things that are simple enough that I can finish. That's one of the things I'm intending to do. At the moment it's almost Christmas time, and this is the time of year where people think about the new year. And that's what I'm doing, right? So the reason why I'm filming this is because, well, one of my other goals is I want to have a bit more of a community surrounding me. What is a community? It's a group of people who like to do similar things. Friendly people. And also, I guess there is the hope that documenting this is possibly helping out other people who are stuck in the same situation as I am. I haven't done anything yet, so people who stick around, I'm gonna take them on a journey, and it will be helpful to me if I can share probably also motivating if I can share my experience with other people. One of the things that also I struggle with now is I'm very much, and I touched on this earlier, I'm very much in the mind, oh, this could be a profitable thing for me to do on the side. And I thought about this for a long time, but I noticed within me, it often was a cause to prematurely, before something had a chance to prove itself, to abandon an avenue, a way, a direction, a course of action that I had started previously, because I thought, well, this is never going to be worth of my time. But as a result, what I then did was I started lots of different things up to the point where I figured out, oh, actually, it's not as easy as I thought, or it won't be as profitable as I thought. Let's just not go on with this. And there was a YouTuber, Harmosi, I think his name was, and he's got some very inspirational videos. Thanks for sharing those, Harmosi. And he said something along the lines of, there is like there is like a curve, right? I'm not sure if I shoot this from left to right or from right to left, maybe I'll add a drawing. There's where you climb the mountain of hope, and then you fall into the valley of despair, and then you get to the plateau of informed negativity, something like that. He told it much better than I am butchering it at the moment. But he said there were many business ventures he did in the past, and I've done in the past as well, where I thought, oh, I should just, this will never work, I should stop now. And in hindsight, I'm thinking like, no, I quit way too much. And it's in hindsight because since then I've done things that are more complicated, and that if I had gone back now and just done the thing and stuck with it, then yes, I wasn't as good as it seemed to be, as profitable, as rewarding, but it would have been okay. So what I'm doing with that now is I'm going to choose something simple and get to a predefined point and see what it is there, and then do a hindsight, a retrospective, to see how good that was. Yeah.